Yeah.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is the theme song of when John has COVID. This is the theme song for fucking John has COVID. He's gonna be a bitch man because men, when they sick, they don't know how to act. Boom, 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 ba, ba. My life's gonna be hell for the next couple days. Ooh, ooh.
Welcome to my show. I got COVID. This sucks. I'm stupid. I hate it.
John has COVID.
I have COVID.
Don't wear your mask.
I
Take
just
your
did it for
mask off.
fun. I did it for fun.
Got COVID for fun? Or
Yeah,
the mask?
The mask.
Oh,
The COVID part was an accident.
Hi, everybody.
Brodie was like, don't get me sick. So I was like, okay, I'll put a mask on. I was playing with him. Oh, man, those things are stupid. They don't stop it anyway.
Okay, but here's the thing, John, about a mask. And I'm going to stick with this forever. If somebody was going to bare-ass fart in your face.
True, I'd rather have...
would you rather them wear underwear?
You know what? Depends on who it is.
Fuck you, you piece of dog shit. You were...
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
So, here we are.
Do you have any nopes?
Man, I know. I probably walked around Ralph's and just fucking COVIDed everybody today. I just created a huge breakout for everyone in Castaic.
That's funny because the lady who was supposed to be yesterday by 3 o'clock, she canceled because she had COVID.
I did have a note, and Brodie told me I was supposed to remember something. I can't remember that, though.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah, you should ask him.
Do you want me to literally ask him?
He'd probably know. So, I went to 7-Eleven today. Get a water, but I was a little bit early getting back to the yard, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get some good fresh water. I haven't been feeling good, so I was like,
what note was Dad supposed to remember?
So
you weren't feeling good.
So I wasn't really feeling good, so I thought I wanted to get some water. And as I'm walking in, there's like this dude. He's kind of like he looks homeless. Maybe he's drug addict. I don't know. It's hard to tell. And he's standing there, and he's kind of talking to himself as I walk by him, and he's holding a razor knife, and the blade's out, and he's touching it with his finger, and he's mumbling stuff. And I walk by him, and then I get to the door of the 7-Eleven, and he's following in. I'm like, dude, is this dude just going to come in and start fucking shanking fools right now? So where everybody was, I went to the opposite end of the store. I got my stuff. I watched him. All right, he was just touching his blade.
Blade toucher.
Maybe he was going to stab somebody later. But you know what? There's a lot of little food places in that little area right there. It would be cool.
Ralph's?
No, over by my sister's house.
Oh. Yes, there are, because Steve used to live over there, too.
Yeah, there's some cool, like the Greek place. We used to go to the donut place for the kids once in a while.
Yeah, you know what else? No.
That's a COVID burp. Yeah.
You know what else? It's kind of getting cooler at night and in the morning. And the first thing I was like, I cannot wait to get wonton soup from Walk's Cooking. Like, I'm so fucking ready for soup right now.
Your dog running up.
Franny Francis Barkala!
Oh, she just got yelled at.
Sorry, I did not mean to yell at her.
Full name.
Franny Francis, get your ass here now.
Ooh,
now.
She's busted. So, yeah.
Franny ran after a dog today. She just barked at it. Like, she ran up to it, and I was like, fuck, because she's part pit bull, so I was, like, freaking out. But she ran up to it and just, like, was barking aggressively, but, like, 3 feet away from it. At no point was she closer than 3 feet. I was like, fuck. And then I had to, like, I had to run. I didn't have a bra on. My tits were all...
Hey.
Franny. Oh, she needs her... Hey.
See what she does. She's just eating something. Oh, well, you're leaving me right now?
John, talk.
I'm going to give you a play-by-play. As she goes down the garage, she's side by side with the dog, yells at the dog. Dog yelled at. Dog runs to the backyard.
You're in trouble.
Ooh, Joy is telling us she's in trouble, and that she's really not in trouble.
She is in trouble.
She's not in trouble.
She is in trouble.
So I just gave everybody a 35-second play-by-play.
All right, John likes to give 35 seconds.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
So anyway, she ran after this dog, and then I was running, and my tits were clapping, and then I put her on the leash, and I went and found him, and I was like, is your dog okay? And he's like, yeah, like, she didn't touch him. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, she's in puppy school right now. But I can't believe
she's in puppy school. I don't want to send her to puppy prison.
I know, and I was like, fuck, but she didn't do anything. She just barked, and I was like, so she's getting a bark collar because I'm fucking done with this shit.
Whoa.
And then she's such a good girl, but
she's good and bad. She tried to play football the other day. She dragged Brodie's football helmet out and ran it around the house for a while until she realized it was way too heavy for her.
But it's funny because I was talking to, so our vet, they have a pity too, and I was talking to his wife, and she was like, you just do so much. And I was like, yeah, you should see my house, though. It's a fucking hot mess. And she's like, yeah, oh, my God. And she's like, well, she goes, I got a cleaner. And I was like, I've been trying to get my husband to let me get a house cleaner forever. And she's like, but don't get one of those Roombas. And I go, okay. And she's like, when our Pitty was a puppy, our puppy pooped. And the Roomba all over the house. And I was like, that's funny. It's not fun. I go, it's funny now. I go, I could imagine how horrific that was when she's like, I had to throw out all my carpets. And I was, because it just kept going through it.
Just smeared it.
And I told her that I
had white carpet.
Yeah, not anymore. She goes, I know. I told her I had a friend they were redoing the kitchen, and there was like a tiny piece of like drywall. And the Roomba caught it and scratched their hardwood floor white with just this like really sharp piece of drywood, or maybe it was limestone or something, and just
limestone scratched it.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
So she's like, okay, so we don't do that, and I was like, we don't. Her and I were cracking up.
Things you learn.
Yeah, and she was like, she goes, she ruined your couch yet? And I was like, she didn't ruin it, but. I go, I think our couch said something very offensive to her, and she made sure she put our couch in its place.
She hasn't messed with it since.
And she did. She was like, when our pit puppy, and it made me feel better because I was like, okay, they're vets, he's a vet, and she was like, she chewed up a bench, so I was like, okay, like it's not like if our vet's pit is they're
just like ours.
Yeah, just destroyed more.
They're like little billy goats.
Right.
She's just a little fucking terrorizer.
But it was just cracking me up because she's like, yeah, we have a pit. And I was like, I know, he told me, we talked about it. And she's like, and has she done this? And I'm like, no. I was like, she's pretty damn good except for certain things. And then today was just a day. Today was...
Oh, yeah, it was a big day, though.
It was a big day.
It was two big things.
Two big things.
Well, Brodie had a note he wanted.
Oh, yes. Sure. Brodie. Yes. Do you want to do Brodie's note?
Brodie is going to get his first defensive line start, and he's pretty excited about that, even though he's acted like he doesn't like football and he doesn't want to be there and he doesn't want to do any of it. He wants to quit every week, but he's really inside kind of excited about this, but he's not telling anybody.
Yeah.
And he's starting to make more tackles and things, so he's feeling a little more brave, I think.
Yeah. Well, our other big news.
Our other one.
Today, I drove to Simi Valley because there wasn't any permit test available in Newhall until 2 months, and Caleb is finally ready. So I drove him to Simi Valley. We uploaded everything on the DMV. Yeah.
Finally.
But it's funny because
it's the final countdown.
When I went to the DMV, or when we were leaving the DMV, I grabbed his birth certificate, even though he updated. Yeah, even I was like, yeah, because I was like, we're going pretty far away.
Yeah,
it's, I don't
have it. You're kind of screwed.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna grab it. And then Caleb, for some reason, he was like, I'm gonna grab my old glasses, and I was like, okay. So we drive to Simi Valley. We get there, and we get in the line, and then the lady's like, do you have his birth certificate? And I go, yes. I go, but he uploaded all of this. And she goes, it doesn't matter. And I'm all,
They're always such twats. Why?
I don't know. And I was like, what? And she's like, does he have his 2 proofs of residency? And I'm all, he uploaded them. And she's like, well, he needs them. And I go, well, he has them on his phone. So now I'm thinking I'm going to have to find a Kinko's or fucking FedEx to have print shit out. Or a library. Oh, there was a library across the street. Okay. But anyway, I was like, And she's like, well, are you mom? And I'm like, yes. No, I'm not. I was like, yes, I'm his mom. And she's like, do you have your registration? And I was like, yes. So I was like, I have to go get it. It's in my car. And she's like, okay, but you're going to have to get back in line.
I can't wait for you. You're going to have to go.
And I'm all,
I won't process anything else. I could have processed some other things in the meantime while you ran out and got it, but.
And there was a huge line, so whatever. So I go, we get back in line, go back to the same chick, by the way. We get in the same chick, and she's like, do you have the registration? I'm like, yes. And she's like, are you here for the permit test? And I'm like, yes. And you're not
like,
pulling.
No.
Oh, and Caleb's phone's not working right now.
Right, of course.
So it was just a whole, like, she's like, do you have your confirmation? And Caleb's like, my phone's not working. And I'm all, okay, everything's fine.
Always complications.
So we finally get that through, and then we have to go get in, and we have to sit and wait for our number to get called. So we're waiting, and then you have to get in another line. No. Then we went to where our number was called, and they processed all the paperwork again. And Caleb was like, yeah. And she's like, please check everything. And Caleb's like, yeah. And I'm all, wait, Caleb. I'm all, this is going on you are in the grid now, child. So I'm all, your name has to be spelled right. Our address, your social security number.
All that shit has to be right.
And he's like, oh, and I was like, do you know your social security number? And he's like, I have a picture of it. So he's fucking doing this on his, we finally find it. Everything's right. So then we go and we sit down again. And then we get in line. And then he has to take his picture. Oh, no. And then he has to take his eye exam. And he doesn't pass. And then he's like, I have these old glasses. I don't know how he passed in those glasses because.
Just enough.
Because when we did his eye exam. Oh, I'll talk about that. So we do that. And then we get in another line and they take his picture. And I'm like fixing his hair. And I was like, oh, my God. Because I was like, this is your driver's license picture. I go, you're going to get a real ID. And I go, this is your driver's license picture. And then he went to go take the test. So I have to sit there. And I'm fucking sitting there, and I'm just watching him. And he's like, I really wish you could sit down because it's a stand-up test. And he comes up to me after forever.
That's exactly. You will stand. You will not sit. You will fucking stand and take this test.
Oh, and that's another thing.
When
she
I was
like,
young, they used to let us sit down. They had a little section that
yeah,
you
but that's
down.
because you're doing it on paper.
Oh,
this is all
true.
computer.
Oh, that's true.
So she also said, you have 3 tries with this. I did paper too. She goes, you have 3 tries with this, and you don't have to use all 3 of them today. You can come back. And I was like, fucking no, we're not coming back.
You're going to do it,
boy. In my mind, I was like, if he flunks all 3 of them, then we're going to wait 2 months, and he's going to Newhall because I'm not driving to Simi Valley again.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, cool. And then
flunks.
And she goes,
what a word, flunk.
Yeah, if
flunk.
he
Sounds like a turd drop. Flunk.
John has COVID. So anyway, I was like, okay, cool. And she goes, after the 3rd time, you have to repay the $45 again. And I'm like, okay. And Caleb goes, fuck, that's expensive, Mom. And I was like, I know. I was like, you better fucking pass. So he goes, and I just sit there and sit there and sit there. And he comes up and he's like, I failed. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I missed it by 1. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's okay.
Get back in the ring, buddy. Get back in the ring. You can do it.
I go, you going to take it again? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, go. And then you have to wait so long before it resets the test.
Right.
So we wait. It resets. He takes the test again, and he's like, it's just those like tiny words, like the not or the without. Like you have to really read
the little trick questions. Like they'll ask the same question 7 times.
Oh yeah.
In just different wording.
Yeah. So I'm like, I go, just take your time, and he took his time.
But he wanted to pass this bad.
And I see him and he does this and I'm all, oh no. I was like, okay, we got one more. And then he like does this and he said he read it 5 times. And I was like,
he's
okay.
like, is that the right number? Is that number right?
And he comes up to me and he's like, I did it, Mom. I told you. And he's so loud. And I was like, shh, giant child.
He was so excited.
He was so excited. And then we have to get back in line. So you get back in line and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. And we go back and the lady's like, okay, good job. And he's shaking. And she's like, I need you to sign this. This is your permit. And
right. This is your signature.
Yeah, this is who you are now. This is you now. And he's shaking. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay. And it gives you, I'm like, this is your driver's license number. Like, they give you the number, because that's going to be on your real ID.
Right.
So I'm like, this is you. This is your number.
You have an identity, boy.
You have an identity. And then, like, by this time, we're fucking starving. So he's like, I want a steak. I need a steak. And I was like,
deserve a steak. I got a permit today.
I'm like, all right. Steak. All right. And I was supposed to do a podcast with Tommy today. And he was like, hey, are you ready? And I'm all, dude, I'm still fucking at the DMV. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Life has got me.
Life's got me. So we go and we drive to Northridge Mall and we go to Wood Ranch and he has his fucking little steak and he drinks like 7 glasses of water, but instead of them refilling the water, they keep giving him fucking another glass. So there was like 20 glasses on our wall. Oh my God, this is so dumb. And then we drive home. Oh no. And then I was like, well, fuck, you barely passed the eye exam. I'm like, we're going to have to go get you your eyes checked or we're going to have to go get you your prescription. And then also I was like, well, fuck, I'm out. I'm like, let's go get your ADHD medication.
Man.
So we drive to Kaiser. They're like, oh, we have to refill it because it already was put back. And I'm like, of course. They're like, come back in 1 to 2 days. So we got to go back in 1 to 2 days. And then I had to do something for Allie. So I had to drive to Spoilers real quick to do something real quick for Allie. And then we went back. And then I was like, hey, call American's Best to see. And they were like, oh, well, we have an appointment at 4:40. And I'm all... So we walk around Target. And I'm just like, and then we go and we do his eye exam, and then he buys these like thin ass little glasses, and I'm like, those are so fragile. But then I realized, I was like, you know what though, we have your prescription, and you can go online when you have your prescription and get like super cheap glasses
online.
Yeah, so I was like, we'll just order you like 10,
right? Whatever.
And he got sunglasses, and they're like, come back in 10 to 14 days, and I'm like, okay. All right, I'm done. And then we're driving, and then my phone dies. And he's like, I want a shake. I want ice cream. And I'm like, okay, let's go to Handles.
I've had a steak, and now I want a shake.
And I was like, well, let's go to Handles, or let's go to, like, Cold Stone. And he's like, those shakes are too thick. So we go to Jack in a Box. And I'm like, this is not what I want. So then I drive home, and then John's like, I'm sick. I'm sweaty. My balls are sweaty. And
then I'm like, since you just got home, can you go pick up Brodie? Because I don't feel well.
Yeah. And I'm like, did you get emergency?
Well, you go, do you have COVID? And I go, I don't think so. It just feels like a cold. I mean, I could, but I doubt it.
I knew last night.
And then you came home with a COVID test. I guzzled some emergency, and then I took the COVID test, and I'm like, is that really a second line?
Yeah, like 3. I'm like, you're pregnant.
It's almost there. It's like
John, you're pregnant.
It's like, it's like,
it's dark, John. It's fucking dark.
It's lollipop. I already have it. What's
but
it
that was
do?
In your nose.
Whatever. I licked the paper. I didn't lick the freaking cotton.
You have, like, double COVID now. So now, guess who's on the couch until fucking McFuckerson feels better?
Hopefully I'll test negative tomorrow.
Oh, fuck. The dryer's been on this whole thing. I told myself I'd turn the dryer off. Shit.
So the background noise is the dryer going?
The dryer, guys.
We've had dog interruptions and dryers now, and it's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
You want to rip it, call it a day?
Yeah, I was going to say something else happened. Oh, we went to trivia.
Trivia's fun with our good friends.
Yeah, we don't have trivia tomorrow.
Nope. But if you need your insurance stuff, house, car, life, all that crap, go see our buddy Art Palafox.
Yep. And
Farmers Insurance.
Oh yeah, we couldn't do it anyway because you have fucking COVID.
Oh yeah, I can't do that tomorrow, I'm assuming.
Well, they're busy, but we can't even do it anyway because you're...
Maybe I'll be okay tomorrow.
You're not. It's going to take like 4 days.
No, it's not.
All right.
I got to be ready for disc golf on Saturday.
You're going to go get your disc golf buddies all sick now because you have to play so badly? Okay, lick, clit, surprise, good night.
Good day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming. Good day.